So first off, it's a great pleasure to celebrate Ag Day, but I've got to speak from the heart and say that what agriculture is doing for America is so vitally important, and just to get the health of the country. I want to celebrate Secretary Kennedy, who has, from day one, been powering through messaging around how important food is. It was the original medicine. It was spoken about in days of Hippocrates as the fundamental way you keep the population healthy, because you're going to pay for it one way or the other. And you got to say, if I was a farmer, I'd be playing up the fact that we can either pay now to have healthy food, or you pay me later to pay for the insurance and the health hospitalizations and the health crises that result if we don't deal with this correctly. That's that great Jefferson quote speaking about the value of agriculture at many levels. Obviously, there's a value because it builds wealth. He thought it was the greatest occupation to have for that reason. It builds moral and ethical foundations, but it makes you happy. And being outside has a great role in keeping our country grounded to the values that created it. But rural America, which is where our food is grown, where our health can culminate and can originate, is also a place where we have a major crisis. Because getting access to health care in rural America is more difficult than it has ever been. We have a massive life expectancy difference with rural America bringing it up the bottom of the when you look at the lists of people and how long they live compared to urban America. These are not things that should be tolerated. For a area of and a occupation in our country that is so vital to our well-being. So the 60 million people living in rural America were struggling. And President Trump and the Senate and House leadership got together and did something very brave. They passed inside the Working Families Tax Cut legislation, also called the One Big Beautiful Bill, a massive $50 billion investment in rural American health. To put that in perspective, that is 50% more money than we spend right now in rural health care. It is the largest, most ambitious investment in rural health care ever. And this president demanded it, insisted on it, because he thought that was the right place for us to invest money where the heart and soul of America have originated and lives, which is in rural America. So this program, which we were charged with putting outside, getting the money outside of Washington by the end of last year, on time, on budget, under Secretary Kennedy's leadership, we did just that. The money is in your state capitals, and I'm here in part to plead with you to make sure that your governors, who know this money's only theirs if they spend it on rural America, get the money out the door, into your pockets, into your communities, so that we can make sure that our hospitals are right-sized, that we have appropriate workforce delivery in rural America, that we don't have moms who are working 2 jobs driving across the state to provide treatment for a strep throat that could be easily diagnosed more locally, that we make sure that we build collaborations between larger healthcare institutions and the smaller ones that are often present in rural America, ones that are at risk of going under if we don't appropriately support them. All that is part of the Rural Health Transformation Fund. Now, a lot of this uses high technology, novel ways. For example, we can use AI and robotics solutions to help moms who are pregnant in Lower Alabama. That was a bid that came from Alabama. Every state put their best thoughts forward. Every governor got their best teams up there to bid for this money. Every state in America has roughly $200 million this year and every year for 5 more years. But it's only going to be used correctly if you all go out there and make sure the money is spent on things that you think are important to your well-being. Because if you're not healthy, you cannot make America healthy with making the prudes and of course, the remarkable ability of being able to say you're a product of the USA, and this whole movement's only going to be present if the American people are healthy enough to prosper in it. You keep us healthy, you keep us strong, you keep us first. We owe it back to you to do that, and the Secretary's pledges and Health and Human Services will be with you. And Secretary Rollins, thank you for making ag cool. It always has been. You make it even cooler. God bless you.